Do you feel like you're busy but don't feel like you've accomplished anything and tend to stay stuck in your business and your life? I used to beat myself up when I wasn't giving every aspect of my life the same amount of attention. It took a chronic illness and depression to realize that balance just wasn't real. It's not reality. Hi, I'm Jennifer, the time optimizer for busy solo business owners. If you're interested in all things time management, productivity, work-life balance, and creating life on your terms sooner rather than later, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to talk about why work-life balance is a myth and what to do instead. Why work-life balance actually is not good. The reality is there's no such thing as a 50-50 balance between work and life or anything else going on. Each area of our lives takes different amounts of time and energy and effort to maintain. Some areas of our life or business needs more of those, some needs less of them, and some can get neglected if we don't pay attention. And some aspects you're just naturally good at, like with a product or a service launch, being healthy, needing extra rest, etc. Your time, energy, and effort shift based on what's going on day to day, sometimes hour by hour. Besides, the more you add to your life, the more juggling there is to do. How much of those things you add are what you want to do? Is it something you want to do, or is it what society or someone else tells you to do? The reality is that work and life tend to overlap. There's this conception that they have to stay separated all the time. Yeah, they can stay separate to a point, but ultimately they kind of overlap, especially when you work from home and you're a business owner. But that also means it's unrealistic to attempt to create balance between the two. Otherwise, you'll just stay overwhelmed and you'll burn out pretty often because it's just going to be this vicious cycle, just trying to do one or the other. And life can feel harder when there's not enough fun or excitement day to day. There's so much pressure from society's expectations. Do certain things a certain way, and only the way is expected of you. Who wants that anyway? You're unique and don't fit into a box. What works for you may not work for someone else, and that's okay. We're unique, we're different. We have different lifestyles and expectations, and no one knows you better than yourself. And that is why I prefer to focus on work-life alignment instead. So, what is work-life alignment? I love this quote from Patricia Thompson. Aim for work-life alignment by crafting a meaningful professional life that matches up with who you are and what's important to you. Ah, that just speaks to me on so many levels, and I just love that. So to me, work-life alignment means a life of purpose. I feel like I'm meant to be here for something, and I just want to teach people and help people as much as I can and make an impact on the world and on people, a good impact. Have no regrets. It also means knowing why you do what you do, learning to let go of things you can't control, focus on what you can control, be true to yourself as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, learn to set your ego aside, trust yourself to make the best decisions for you and what you want to achieve in life and your business. And of course, setting boundaries in every aspect of your life so you can stay focused and protect that time. Whatever work-life alignment means to you, that is all that matters. So why is alignment important? Okay, so have you ever wondered why it's such a struggle to achieve some goals and easier than others? Think about how you felt in those different situations. Were you confident, at ease, and excited? Or did you procrastinate? You felt frustrated and disappointed. When you were happier and in alignment, you were in a state of flow. Things came easier. These are things that you're more interested in, you're more passionate about. The concept of alignment is to get into that state of flow more often. When you're not in alignment, you tend to lose your identity. Unfortunately, I see this all the time with parents, a lot of business owners who turn into workaholics, and people who go against the grain of what society thinks they should do and be. because they're people pleasers and don't want to rock the boat, but I'm all about rocking the boat. Alignment creates the feeling of balance, even when your time, energy, and efforts aren't evenly distributed, because they never are. There's no such thing as evenly distributed percentages of different things you do in your life, because it's about your choices. You get to choose what's best for you and not what society or your loved ones think you should do. They're only reflecting their beliefs onto you anyways. So you're not them. You are unique and unconventional. It's about aligning all aspects of your life, not just in business, whether it's family, health, work, hobbies, getting rest, self-care. You get to choose how and when you get to do them. You want to have fun all the time? You'll be able to do that too. So that means it's time to make no your new favorite word and start putting boundaries in place. At this point, maybe you're asking me, well, what could work-life alignment possibly look like? I can't seem to grasp what that might be. So I'm going to tell you. Work-life alignment is about removing that sense of obligation of others and living from what is joyful and authentic and natural for you. But most of all, it's intentional. First, get to alignment and freedom and full expression. From there, your version of balance naturally happens as a byproduct. It's not about choosing to balance or juggle things, and it's way more about creating a life of aligned energy. And I don't mean like woo-woo stuff or anything. This is like our natural cosmic energy. And if you're an empath like me, you pick up energy from others and different things like that. That's also kind of what I'm talking about and how your energy fluctuates throughout the day. So when you are aligned with what's important to you, you're more excited to wake up with each day and you're able to get more stuff done. When you started your business, it was fun and exciting. Maybe you were more focused on making the money, but it wasn't necessarily aligned with the lifestyle goals and objectives you had, which can change over time. And that's something else no one seems to really talk about or really encourage. It's okay for your goals and what you want in life to change because we go through different seasons, we go through personal growth, things ebb and flow. We can pivot and adapt, and that's okay. Life is fluid. My dad always told me growing up, go with the flow. And I didn't really understand it then, but that's what going with the flow means to me now, is just taking life as it comes and trying not to immediately react to it. So now maybe after learning and growing as a business owner and a person, your business doesn't feel the same and you may need to pivot or rebrand. That way, the next step is to catch up with who you have become. Change is inevitable, and that's great. There's this misconception that change is bad and scary. Yes, it can be scary. The fear of the unknown. It's always scary. It's something new. But I challenge you to see change as an opportunity, a new chapter, a new challenge. It's about the choices you make and how you respond to them. And I'm not saying if something bad happened, you have to be positive the whole time. That's toxic positivity. No, your feelings are absolutely valid when something bad happens, whether it's health or a death or anything else that rocks the boat in your life. In that way, it's more about how you respond because it is such an emotional time. It's not letting your emotions take over. Yes, you're going to get emotional. You can't let the emotions take completely over you, or you'll start to spiral, and we can't have that. And I've had that myself, and it's not a good place to be. And it is tough digging yourself out of that hole. As I've gotten more resilient from things I've gone through, things that's happened throughout my life. Yes, I'm emotional at first. Something I tell myself is feel the feels and then take action. I can still feel the feels, but when I'm taking action, the emotions aren't taking control of me. I'm controlling my emotions at that point. I'm not saying it's perfect. I mean, it's still a work in progress. It's definitely a work in progress. Anyway, you have more of a sense of engagement and satisfaction in helping clients. Instead of dreading getting out of bed, you'd be excited to hit the ground running, full of excitement, because you've got this rekindled passion, because the work you're doing feels like it matters again. It just feels really good and you're excited to do it. And you would even gain energy because you're actually interested in what you're working on and who you get to help. That excitement gives you that energy. So if this sounds like a pipe dream, it really doesn't have to be. While finding a sense of work-life alignment can take some effort, it's totally doable. You just got to get creative. But the first step to be able to do this, to get to know yourself and what you want out of life and business. To help you with that, down below, I have linked a printable to my work-life alignment journal. This journal comes from my Purposeful Planning mini course. And in this journal, I give you some prompts to help you really start thinking really deep. The first time through it, don't feel like you have to know everything. You don't know everything, and that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers right away. The first time through, the most important thing is that it gets you to start thinking. Write the things down that first come to mind, that light you up. So don't think too much into it. And then once you've got the initial things, go back through and add to it as you come up with things. I purposefully made it printable because what we want changes, and I want you to be able to print it out and update it and rewrite it, whatever you need. I hope this helped, and I hope you get a lot out of this journal as well down below. So if this helped you, then click the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.